Live on Facebook. Good
We
morning,
are live.
Facebook.
Whoa, good morning, Facebook.
Good morning, Erica's audience. Good morning, my audience. Good morning, everyone who's just joining us for the first time. It's good to have you. We're excited to have you. Pull up your cup of coffee. I got my coffee. I know Erica's probably got her fancy little matcha coffee, or what do you drink again?
Well, yeah, so I drink like a coffee with cacao or matcha lattes. Yesterday I had bone broth. Today I think I've just got like coffee and coconut milk, so we're good.
I have a
Keeping
client
it basic.
he does cacao. Is that like a cacao ceremony type stuff?
Yeah,
Does
so
it get like a little spacey on it? And I don't know. I'm like that old guy
no, I'm
asking the
thinking
new
if,
generation about what
yeah.
they do, like what's going on. So
Yeah, no, I have to think there are definitely health benefits to cacaos, but if you go to like sacred ceremonies, circles, and you drink cacao in that kind of a space, it's supposed to like heighten your senses and your awareness and just allow you to like receive divine guidance that much easier. So there you go.
okay, who's done cacao that's watching us? Dave, you've done cacao before?
Dave.
Uh, Dave's done. Dave's been on a journey, man. Let me tell you. Morning, Dave. How are you? Morning, everybody. Pull up your cup of coffee. Sit down. Outside, inside, wherever you're at in your inspired place, join us for an inspired conversation. If you want to be notified the next time we have a coffee conversation, hit the little bell icon in the top right corner. You'll be notified every time we have one of these. Today, we're talking about something pretty cool, pretty special. Maybe things won't be the same after this. And maybe, just maybe, that's a good thing. So we really wanted to touch on that this morning. Neve, Petra, Larissa, Dave, how you guys doing? Where are you coming in from? If you have any questions, let us know. Let's start a conversation together. So I'm gonna let Erica take this one to start with, I think.
Yeah, so I am going to tell you, well, I'm going to start by just telling you a little bit about an experience that I had yesterday. So I went for a walk last night and sun was setting and I just needed to clear my head. And I felt like, okay, I'm going to check in with my clients and listen to some Voxer messages because that's how they can contact me. And I went through and listened to probably about 5 of them. And then after 5, I had stopped, right? Every single one of them said the same thing to me. Every single one of them said, I'm starting to feel like doubt now. And I'm starting to feel fear. And I'm starting to wonder if things are ever going to really go back to how they were. And after I got through the 5th one, I put my phone away and I just kept walking. And so much hit me in that moment, just around like, wow, things might not actually ever be the same. And from a spiritual perspective, right? So there's a lot going around this being a mass awakening. And those of us are really being called to step forward and to step up right now. We're going to start feeling really uncomfortable, right? And I think that, this is a time when so many people are not busy anymore, right? Like so often in our lives, we're so busy. We're so busy that we're shoving things under the rug. We're not allowing ourselves to feel. We're not addressing things in our life that need to be addressed, right? We go to the miserable job, but we're too busy to do anything about it. So we keep going to the job. We have a shitty marriage, but we're too busy to do anything. So we stay in this shitty marriage, right?
Being busy is like the coping mechanism of the West, right?
Totally.
I don't have to feel because I'm constantly doing. This is why a lot of people, they're like, there's an old joke that I saw. It's like, hey, what do you want to do tonight? And then the partner says, why don't we go to bed and be alone with our own thoughts? And I go, that's the scariest thing you can do, right?
Right. That is how we live.
Right, totally. And this is why meditation, sometimes when I show somebody meditation for the first time for them, they'll come up in tears after a couple minutes because they're not used to sitting in that silence.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. And I think, I got another Voxer message this morning and it was like it was just like the perfect, like, God, and I got a Voxer message and it said, another day in isolation. I can't wait for things to be back to normal so that we can just get on with how we were living, And when I read that, my heart actually sank because I feel like right now, so many of us have the time and the space to actually address and change things in our lives that we really want to change, right? Like we have the opportunity to do that. And awakening, ascension, whatever it is that you want to call it,
even just personal growth,
personal
on some
growth, if
level.
that's your terminology. Yeah. So your audience is probably more in that sort of space, and mine is like, we use different languages, but same kind of thing. Personal growth, like we are being called to look at what needs to be addressed in our lives so that we can change and shift, and then we can be of even greater service in the world in the way that we're meant to be showing up. Right? Does that make sense, Travis? Does that?
What's in the way is the way.
Yeah.
What's in the way is the way. Notice where the tension's coming up. Notice where the worry's coming up. And we're gonna challenge you together for spiritual growth, personal growth, relationship growth, to confront those things, to confront the challenges, to confront the boredom, to see what comes up for you.
And if you're not taking this opportunity to make these changes and make this shift, you're missing out on a really incredible, life-altering, game-changing, life-changing experience.
You hear that? Now's the time, isn't it? There's no better time. There's no better time than now.
The universe is like conspired to give us this time.
Right. Yeah. Learn to cultivate boredom. If you're bored, that's good. You can learn a lot about your stuff in that time. Right. Every process of growth in nature, in the cosmos, or within ourselves involves breaking something up.
Yeah.
Every process. So if the seed does not die, there's no plant. Right? Maybe it's just possible that you're showing up in the world as a seed, and it's going to require shaking that seed up, breaking it up to grow into something much bigger than that. A spiritual awakened being, somebody who has a deeper relationship with themselves or their partner, whatever that is. What's in the way is the way. Yeah, I've been hearing that quite often, and I think I probably was saying that a little bit to my brother. We were having a conversation.
Which part?
Just, man, this is crazy. Can't wait for things to go back to normal.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
We're so used to, I think hearing other people kind of saying that, you kind of just start saying it yourself, and you just go back to the paradigm of what everybody else is doing.
Being in that collective energy and that collective thought process.
Dave had a good comment. He says, nope. Yeah. I can hear him saying this right now. Let me do my best, Dave. No,
okay, go. Dave impression.
Nope. Things are never going back the way they were. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
That's Dave. Did I do good, Dave? That's my man, Dave. He's doing some big things. Dave's an old client of mine. Awesome dude.
Oh, that's exciting.
Hi from Holland. If you have any questions, Anika, how are you? Samantha, Liz, Mohammed, Jeff, Gina, we got an audience in here. If you got any questions for us, ask away. We talked about facing challenging times in our lives rather than running away from them. A lot of us, I think, we go through the world, and what do? We wake up in the morning, and we're all guilty of this. All of us are guilty of this. We wake up in the world, we get out of bed, and we ask ourselves, what are my challenges? Subconsciously, perhaps. And then we ask ourselves a very impotent kind of question, and we say, how can I avoid those challenges?
Yeah.
How can I avoid what makes me uncomfortable, right?
Yes, we do. That's like the goal of our day.
Right. How can I avoid it's the goal of the day, right? And what happens in life? We play defense, don't we?
Yeah.
Because we're avoiding our challenges. And question, do our challenges get less challenging by avoiding them? No, they get more challenging, and they get more scary, and they bring us more anxiety from avoiding them.
And they're more compounded, and then they compound on each other, and yeah.
So totally. Yeah. The dragon, we're talking about the dragon yesterday, I think, or the day before. Big fan of using the dragon as a metaphor. The dragon doesn't get less scary, he gets more scary because we keep avoiding it, we keep running away from it. Instead, what if we began waking up every day during this quarantine or whatever you're going through every day, and we ask ourselves the same first question: what are my challenges today? You know, and we get clear on that. We get clarity on that. And then we ask ourselves a more powerful question: how can I step into those challenges? How can I confront those challenges today? Because in doing that, what we're going to find, I'm going to challenge you to this. Don't take my word for it. Do it. See how it works out for you. We find that those challenges aren't as scary as we once thought they were. And our life gets less challenging. Because so much of our anxiety comes from our avoidance of the necessary.
Yeah.
And our attachment of the unnecessary.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah,
okay, write it down. Yeah, everybody write that one down. Think about
that. Say that one more
so,
time.
Okay, so most of our anxieties, if you don't have clinical anxiety, you're not been clinically diagnosed, most of our anxieties stem from these two things. I'm going to make it very simple for you. This concept changed my life when I was younger. Just this, because it just boiled it down to very simple. Most of your anxieties come from one of two things: your attachment to the unnecessary and your avoidance of the necessary. So our attachment to the unnecessary, what could that be right now? This can be coping by being bored and scrolling on social media all day. You know, our attachment to the unnecessary. Our attachment to the unnecessary could be attaching ourselves to a job that we know we hate. It's unnecessary for our spiritual growth. Our avoidance of the necessary, avoiding the challenges that we're talking about, avoiding the deep work that we're talking about, avoiding finding purpose, avoiding the growth, avoiding the conversation that we need to have with our partner.
Yeah.
Perfect time to have a conversation with your partner, by the way, right now, if you're kind of stuck with them. Linda, the question should be, what can I learn or gain from this challenge? Yes, sometimes you don't know before you step into it.
Right.
Deal with it, and through dealing with it, ask yourself, how can I grow? Great question I like to ask. If this were sent to me from the universe as a great adventure in disguise, begging to teach me something, what would it be begging to teach me? Love that question.
Yeah.
We're not changing the circumstance, but we're changing our response to the circumstance, and that's where all your power lies. Travis, are you still allowed to go surfing, or are you stuck at home? For now, I am, but it's just like perfect. The universe does this thing where it's like, oh, you get a virus, but I can still go surfing. I can still do that. Here's the problem: the waves have been junky for a month, so it's like I can actually still do that, but I can't really. So that's been a bummer. So that's been my big one of my morning challenges is finding a way to navigate through that. A whole lot more meditation going on in my life. So I curious, how are you, Erica, and our audience here? How are we navigating the challenges? How are we confronting them? How are we dealing with it? And a question to open up with, you can either post it in the comments or keep it to yourself. What is the big challenge that you're facing right now in your life?
Yeah, that's what I was.
And instead of avoiding it, how can you confront it?
Totally. And get really honest with yourself. What is it? What's the elephant in the room? Is it the relationship that you're in? Is it the job that you're going to that's sucking your soul away? Or maybe it's not even soul sucking. Maybe it's just not what you know you're here to do, right? Like,
be careful of that too.
Yeah.
Because if it's soul sucking and you know you hate it, then you're more likely to want to do something about it.
Yep. But if it's just kind of like,
it's okay, it is what it is. That's when you're kind of sitting that forever, right? You get stuck,
for sure. That's when you can look back at I have a lot of people who come to me and they're retiring and they're like, man, like I actually liked my career, but I feel like I missed my calling, and I don't want that for anyone. Like that's miserable. So I think now is just such a really good time. I love that, Travis. Like comment below. What is it for you? Is it your job? Is it the way you're parenting? Is it this business you've always wanted to start? Is it figuring out what your purpose is? Is it really cultivating a community of soul sisters and soul brothers? Or is it, working on your marriage or your relationship? Or is it leaving a marriage or a relationship? I mean, what is it right now that's really you're being called to look at in this time?
There's a great quote by Joseph Campbell where he says, on the brink of illumination, old ways become more and more seductive and are liable to pull you back. On the brink of illumination, old ways, so old patterns and old habits. Approach it in a new way. And I think by wishing for this experience or anything to be other than what it isn't, by wishing for this experience to be something else, you're actually ruining and invalidating the experience that you're in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So stop wishing and just start dancing with it. Dance with the music. Maybe you don't like the song, but start dancing. You're going to learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah. And from a spiritual perspective, this might be more, I think it's a real opportunity for awakening right now, and awakening, it feels really uncomfortable and it feels really messy. And the way that we were living before doesn't cultivate growth, right? Like this cultivates inner growth. This cultivates awakening. This cultivates ascension, going from where you are now to taking yourself and your life and your soul that much deeper, getting to know yourself on a deeper level so that you can show up more powerfully in the world, right? Being of service, using your gifts in a really deep and authentic and beautiful way. And that doesn't happen through going through life on autopilot, being busy, right? That growth and that transformation and that soul evolution, awakening, ascension happens in times like these, right here, right now, in the shit, in the mess, in the anxiety, in the fear, in the depression, right? How can you transform that so that you can then be of greater service in the world?
Yeah. Show up. Now's the time. It's through these moments. Insight and awakening is found through contemplative stillness. Be bored, be still, be okay with that. Stop masking the boredom by coping with other things. You're not busy right now. Now's the best time, the best possible time to be able to go deep and to explore new places of your soul. So I think we challenge you to that. Step into it. On the other end of that is some beauty right there.
And I think, go ahead. Do you want to look at comments? I was just going to say one last thing on that. I think the real beauty of what I'm seeing right now, obviously, yes, there's death and there's destructions and there's trauma and there's terror and there's a lot of that collective energy and there are real things happening out in the world. But I think we have to detach from a lot of that collective energy and focus on the right here and the right now and what's actually going on in our own personal lives, And I think that so many people are already having insights of like, wow, well, when this is over, what do I really want to do? I don't want to be so reliant on mass consumption. So I can't wait to plant a garden. I can't wait to start this business so I can really make a difference in the world. Like, I think we're going to see so many people shifting how they live that it's going to be a whole different humanity out there. Like, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be incredible. And I think it's going to bring us back to a lot of our roots and that simple living and people just really being there for each other. And I don't know, like, I think it's kind of exciting in a way. And I don't want things to go back to normal.
Exciting. Yeah. You're in charge of that, right? What I want to see is people starting to learn about themselves and step into that now and don't wait, because I think there's a lot of people kind of living in that mindset of I can't wait for this to be over.
Right. Oh man.
I want to give some powerful reframes here. I want to challenge you. This is a great way to look at this. I want you to start waking up every day, or try this, and ask yourself, what if I chose everything that's happened to me right now? What if I chose it? How would I be showing up differently? Right? If this was happening, instead of asking, why is this happening to us? Start asking yourself, why is this happening for us? Instead of, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, why is this happening for me? That supposition of for me implies that there's a reason for that there's an area for growth. And asking yourself that question puts you in a better position to find the answer. When we perceive challenges in life through this lens, we can deal with them in a more productive and powerful way. Right. And it's just about reframing the way we look at it. I want to take some of the questions that we have.
Yeah, it looks good.
Anika's busy building her Zumba tribe from Zoom.
Heck yes. Can I be in it, please? I need a Zumba tribe.
she taught a Zumba class down in the canyon. I gotta post that video. I gotta maybe post that. I gotta find it somewhere on my phone.
Oh, that would have been epic.
So from connecting with students even more now than before, and connecting with other instructors. Yeah, I mean, what a beautiful time to be alive for all this to happen. We can still connect with people.
Yeah,
and build powerful relationships with people. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Samantha, you got a yes. My challenge is to find new ways to communicate and connect with people, friends, which I cannot see. Huge. I realize that on a deeper level with them. Right. Liz, now it's time to illuminate ourselves in our own bubble. And yes, I think many of us will change in ways that can even inspire others.
Oh, I love that, Liz. So true.
You want to touch on that?
Illuminate ourselves in our own bubble. Oh my gosh. I love that. I think that's so beautiful.
Be the change you want to see in the world, right? What did we talk about yesterday? The more positive and radiant you are, the more positive and radiant and inspired people you're going to meet in your life. You're going to attract that into your life, right? The less of that you are, the less of those kinds of people you're going to attract in your life. Here.
She says anybody can come to my class. Okay, I'm doing Zumba. Send me the link.
Have you not done Zumba before?
You know, it's been a while.
Well, now's the time to learn new things, isn't it?
I know. Okay, yeah. So there's my challenge. Bring more dancing. And my little girl and I love to have dance parties and whatnot. So maybe I'll. Is it Zumba?
Heck yeah. Zumba class.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm in.
I've been wanting to do one of our online ones, and I haven't.
Okay. So
been able to make it. So we should actually do it.
Let's do it for real. Let's do it. I'm in.
Hey, we got Marcelo Balboa watching us.
Marcelo, what's up?
I don't want to embarrass him or anything. He was my idol growing up, actually. Swear to God. He was on the US national soccer team. US national soccer team, 94 World Cup. The man was a legend to me, and we became friends on Facebook, and so we've been talking.
Is so cool. Wow, that's amazing.
My 9-year-old self would have been like, bro, yeah. So Marcelo,
that's
good
so
to see you, man. How are you navigating these challenges in life? And what's good? What's the good that's coming out of it? Neve, all I'm doing in surrendering into my new life, I'm giving myself the love I used to give others.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yes. Everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I think that's so important too. Like that is like someone asked the other day, how do I do the work? And I really think it starts with like self-transformation starts with that self-love and going deep into those practices. So I love that you've brought that up.
Yeah. Be the change. Marcelo, I've seen more families walking, spending time together. And that's the positive come out of it. Isn't that the truth?
That is so true.
Yeah. I have a client who's she's spending so much more time with her family and doing really cool things. Like she's having like board game nights and movie nights where everybody puts away the phone, they watch the movie and then they talk about it. They're all reading like a book together.
Yep.
And there's so much opportunity now for bonding and connection.
There definitely is. Like I've even noticed with my kids, just, having more time to spend with them and to see them and to, normally it's like you're rushing to get everyone off to school and then everyone comes home and you're rushing to do all of the after school things like soccer and swimming and dance and whatever. And it's like we live on autopilot in so many different ways. So yeah, it's like such a beautiful time to slow down and just reconnect.
Yeah. Ryan says he's getting to spend, well, let's go back to Anika. She's got a class tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. So just
okay,
that's
out there. 8 a.m. my time.
That's 7 me.
7 you.
Yeah.
We're looking at each other like, can we make this happen? I think I might have a call at 8:45, but I'm not sure yet. Otherwise, if not, I'll be there. Like, send us a link. Can you put the link in the
She's got the
comments?
link. I think she's got the link right there.
Oh, sweet. Okay. When's your next one? Just in case. When's the next one after that?
Let us know. Let us know. We might show up to your Zumba class.
Your face.
Dude, she rocks it. I mean,
I know. I'm so excited.
She's like, get your squats deeper. Come on, you can do better than that. It's amazing.
Okay, if we can't do tomorrow, please put the next one on there because I'm so down.
Yeah. We got to do it together too, right?
Right.
She's a great. I've lifting weights and cardio and kettlebells and jump ropes and all that stuff that I do. Doing her Zumba class is a whole different animal. Let me just tell you.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
I'm gonna get gassed and I'm gonna just turn my camera off. I don't know what happened to the camera.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm working out.
Oh yeah.
Ryan, he is getting to spend more time working on personal development and mind growth. What kind of personal development? What kind of mind growth? I've been doing significantly more meditation, using this opportunity to go deeper in my meditation practice, journaling, exercise, all sorts of different things. So I'm curious to hear what kind of personal development, mind growth you're doing. Melissa, hi, just got here because I rewatched day 3.
Oh, bless.
Cool,
amazing.
Cool. Anika's gonna send the Zoom link to Zumba. She's not letting us off the hook here.
No, that's a good thing. She's holding us accountable. Are you a coach? Because you're good.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun.
Zumba. What time in Holland? Okay, so wait, Holland is I think 8 hours.
My God. Can we do this? Can we just all connect on Zumba?
Wait, we should. That would be really fun.
Ryan says he's reading Best Self by Coach Mike Bayer. Lots of great exercises on best self versus anti-self, which is the pessimist in ourselves. Yeah. So yeah, reading books is a great time to do any of that. I got a handful of great books that I can recommend depending on where you're at in your life and your spiritual growth journey or your personal growth journey, whatever that is. So yeah, any other questions, ask away. We're going to probably wrap up here in the next couple minutes here. Any other last words, Erica?
I think, what I told my clients yesterday was just like, be open to the possibility that going back to normal isn't necessarily a good thing. And what beauty can really come from this? What can we learn about ourselves and about our lives and about how we want to live differently after this? And I think if we don't take this opportunity to do the growth and to address some of these things, we're just missing out on a huge opportunity. And I know for myself, I'm actually taking my own advice and I'm diving deep, and there are things I've been, sweeping under the rug for years and years, even as a coach. And I'm willing now to look at it and actually address it, no matter how scary it is.
Yeah. Confront it. What's in the way, emotionally or spiritually, is the way. Challenge you to confront that and to look at it. Because when you confront it, life doesn't get more challenging. It's less challenging dealing with that. We got a few more comments. Just read those. Worldwide Zumba.
Okay, let's do it. Game on.
I'm dialing in on focusing on my service and reviewing, mastering my coaching business. Melissa, let's get you into the mastermind, sister. I'm going to create some extraordinary things for you. Ryan's journaling to start the day with daily gratitude list. Can I just share real quick how I do journaling more often than not? I ask myself a few questions. This might help some people who are kind of, maybe expand on the gratitude. Gratitude is what am I grateful for every day. If I don't write it down, I like to at least try to say it to myself or think it. I always try to find something new every day. So what happens is if I do the same things every day, that's cool. But if I do multiple things every day and I sit there trying to figure out new things, and the world becomes more just full of gratitude, grateful for so many more things. So what am I grateful for? What would make today extraordinary? And that can be a small thing. It could be a big thing, whatever. What am I most proud of from yesterday?
Ooh.
And what could I have done a little bit better with yesterday? So those are 4 questions I always like to ask myself, whether I'm writing them down or not. Are you going to do the mastermind again in 6 months? We don't know, but they certainly won't be at this price point in 6 months. So we can, we'll see. I want to start a challenge for myself to pay it from my own profits. Awesome. Let's get
Heck
talking on
yeah,
that.
that's everyone. So everyone who's in the mastermind right now, that's their intention is
Yeah.
like basically earn that investment back like ASAP. So yeah, it's not
Yeah.
even that big of an investment. So it's super easy to do. Like I
No,
think people
no.
will be doing that in the first month to 6 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get to, because Melissa's, she's in a state of, we're gonna get her rocking in the first month.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
Melissa, I've been noticing you. I feel like I don't know. I feel like you should book a call just to book a call.
Just book a call.
Just come talk to us.
Just book it. No, but book your coffee. Let's just have a.
We're nice. We don't bite.
I mean, my normal looks so different
Mm.
from this time last year. Happy days. Happy
Yes,
days. I
girl.
used to love. She's like an old client of mine. Happy days.
Yeah.
I loved her in her Irish accent. She would say that.
Oh, happy days. Oh yeah, you've got an Irish accent. That's so cool.
Yeah. Just an amazing woman. She's got an amazing story as well. You could always start learning how to draw or paint. How much opportunity, like what skills do you want to learn? Like really cool. I've been seeing people on Instagram at home and they're learning all these crazy kind of cool things that are kind of quirky maybe. Jessica was talking to me and she goes, oh, we should take this Neil deGrasse Tyson class on astronomy and space and things. Like it's free. Like we could take a class together.
Evolving people.
Painting. Yeah, something, just learning a cool skill. Your purpose is hidden in those interests as well. So now would be a great time to explore some interests that maybe you didn't have time to do before, right? So whether that's taking a Neil deGrasse Tyson course or whether that's learning to be, what is the wine tasters? I don't know, something, figure it out, like do something. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be your purpose, just be interested in it and maybe pursue it.
Follow the curiosity. Yeah, there's a quote. So I actually have it right here. It says, follow the path of highest excitement until it goes no further without expectations.
That's the foundation, a more poetic way of purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
With no expectations.
Of getting anything in return other than to be in the moment.
Yep. And follow the path of highest excitement until it goes no further. Yeah.
There's so many courses right now that are for free as well. Udemy has courses for cheap, right? There's so many books that you can read about it. Just explore an interest and see where that takes you. It's just an exciting time to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Melissa, journaling is one of my happiness practices. Yeah, for sure. And I'm working on a community offering around this. Let me know if you want to join in.
Cool.
Samantha, so many amazing wisdom bombs, feeling lifted. You know what, Sam?
Yay.
Good. I love seeing you on these calls, by the way. Melissa, I'm feeling good and strong now. The haze is gone. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
Totally.
Right?
Yep. Sing it. Don't stop now.
I
keep going.
I think Jessica's giving me a weird look in the other room.
She probably was like, what's he doing now on live?
Maybe I'll take singing lessons during the quarantine.
Oh, there you go.
Nobody would like that. My coach has taught me to do a note card and put it up on my whiteboard every morning called Winning the Day. Cool. I will win today. I might talk to Erica. LOL. I know Travis. Talk to Erica. Hit her up right now. What are you doing?
Come on, Melissa.
Ryan, show gratitude. Share my story. Smile and choose happiness. Smile and choose happiness. Can I touch on that just real quick? I know
we're go for it. Yeah, no, go for it.
Did you know, this is crazy. We have like, I don't know, it's like 100 or over 100 different muscles in our face. And when you smile, actually fake a smile, you can actually fake a smile, and that influences and tricks your brain into thinking that you're actually happy. And that in turn cultivates a real smile. So the muscles in your face are tricking your brain to go, oh, he's happy. So then they start firing off these neurotransmitters that are happy neurotransmitters, and you fake a smile long enough and you start to actually be happy. It's the coolest thing.
I do that when my kids are having the biggest meltdowns and I'm like ready to like lose my mind and like freak out and have this huge explosion, and I'm like, just smile through, and it actually like it starts to like shift. You're like, okay, now I look like a freaking idiot, but whatever.
But you feel like a happy idiot.
It turns it does. You start to feel so much lighter about the situation. So that's legit.
You're legitimately like the way that you can, I hate the word hack your brain, the way that you can influence your brain on a physical level is extraordinary. Like it's amazing. Seriously, like the way you breathe, like certain breathing exercises that you can do. Just faking a smile. I learned that in Denmark. I was traveling out in Denmark and I asked this guy, this is in my book, but I said, hey, you're the happiest country in the world. What do you think it is? And he says, just smile. And I was like, well, what do you, he had me do it. And we started like doing that contagious laughter thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, this is better than drugs, man. This is cool. So it was incredible. And you can do that with breathing too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just relaxing yourself, helping with the anxiety. You can get super high breathing as well. There's an old meditation, Tumo meditation, where you can do that, and it'll blow your mind. So, sometimes we try to cope and mask some of these things we try to put a Band-Aid over something that doesn't really need a Band-Aid. You can just deal with it on your own. Often, not all the time. Melissa, I've laughed and my daughter having a meltdown and walked away laughs to be nice.
Yeah, they don't like it when you laugh and they're pissed. That makes them even more pissed off, doesn't it?
But hey, man, but you're happy, so.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live in a place now where people actually smile at each other genuinely, and it feels amazing. Totally.
So good.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good community to have. Well, with that said, it's been a real one. I'm gonna get another cup of coffee here going and start on my clients today. So what do you got going on the rest of the day?
I'm super excited. I've got a client or two this afternoon, I think, but I'm having a human design session at 12 o'clock. So I get to learn all about what my human design is, right? Learn something new. See, I'm evolving too. Soul evolution. So literally, yeah. Have you heard of human design?
What is that?
Well,
interesting.
I'm going to learn about it today. So if we want to do a coffee conversation on Monday, I can tell you all about it. But it's been something I've wanted to look into for a really long time, and I just never gotten into it. But it really gives you a lot of insight into who you are, a lot of like what your gifts and your strengths are, which obviously gives you more insight into how you can better show up in the world. So yeah.
Oh, human design?
Human design. Yeah. Human design. You can Google it.
Like a client I had, she does these workshops and she does, it sounds like kind of the same thing, but she adds the element of, because she's really into fashion as well, like completely updating your like wardrobe and stuff. And she does really cool, like kind of the inner work to reflect the outer work, and the outer work to reflect it's really neat. I'll maybe put you guys in touch with her. She's great. I think she's got an event coming up soon in France.
Fun.
So
yeah, super cool.
Yeah,
amazing.
It sounds like astrology on steroids. Yeah, you guys.
Astrology on steroids. Yeah, Melissa.
We'll see you in the next one. If you're interested in the mastermind, just book a conversation. It's going to be
a couple spots. There's
epic.
A couple spots. Yep, we're looking for the right people. So yeah, it's going to be so good. We're really excited. We've got some amazing people in there. Just a really incredible group, and we've got about 2 or 3 more spots. So if you're interested in just really wanting to grow your business over the next 6 months with the group of entrepreneurs and alongside Travis and I, book a call and just see if it's something that you're interested in.
Yep.
We're going to have a lot of fun.
Well, clearly it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
Clearly.
So
yeah. Cool.
Awesome. We will talk soon. Be good, be awesome, and be great.
Mwah.
Bye.